If you're someone who sets big goals every January and then wonders why March, why nothing's happening, then this is for you. In today's episode, I'm breaking down why your problem isn't your goals, it's your system. And I'm going to share exactly how I continue to make progress even on my hardest days. If you've ever thought, I know what I want and I just can't seem to follow through, then this is your fix. My name is Corey Logaitis, and I teach high performers, especially women, how to take confident, consistent action without relying on willpower alone. If you're ready to trade burnout for clarity and real results, then make sure that you subscribe. It's funny, I actually just finished writing an entire chapter on this in my book because it's the single most common reason high achieving women feel stuck. And I know this because I've lived this from my own life experience. They don't need more ambition and they don't need another planner. How many of us, raise your hand in the comments below, have bought every single planner and every single type of calendar system under the face of the sun to try to figure things out? Truth is, you don't need it. What they actually need is a system that still works on their worst days, not just their best. So many times we're optimizing things for when everything is going right, when we fail to optimize our systems for when everything is going wrong. And that's really what you want to optimize. So the truth is, so many of us, we get stuck on goals because goals give us direction. Goals give us vision. Goals are exciting. But the thing that makes goals work are the systems behind it, because systems are what ultimately create results. The truth is, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Let that sink in. And what ends up happening when you're failing because of your systems? Ultimately, you are inconsistent. I talk often about the 5 overwhelming culprits, and the 5th C is lack of consistency. And the reason why you become inconsistent is because your systems depend entirely upon your mood. So if your routine only works when you're feeling motivated, it's not a system. It's a wish. It's super important that you are building habits and that your habits are frictionless every single day in and day out, no matter how boring the thing is that you're looking to accomplish, because that's how you get the consistency. Consistency happens when your habits are frictionless and you're not resisting doing them. Let's talk about friction for a second because it's important. The more steps there are between you and the action that you need to take, the less likely you are to do it, right? And this is just what always happens. Consistency isn't about discipline, it's about reducing your decision fatigue. So, what's a good example of this? Let's say that one of your goals is you want to lose 5 pounds, right? Or you want to become healthier. Let's say that. And part of that goal is you need to start working out and having some kind of movement every single day in your routine. And in order to do that, the only time you can do it is first thing in the morning, but you absolutely have to wake up every single day to go and do it. Some of the ways that you can make this more frictionless is by eliminating decisions that you need to make very first thing in the morning when your alarm goes off and you have to get out of bed to be able to go and do your workout routine. So for some folks I've worked with, there are folks who like to actually wear their workout clothes to bed. So they just get up, roll out and go. For other people that I know, myself included, it's just making sure that your workout clothes are off to the side. For me, I keep them on my dresser on the other side of the room. I just get up. I don't even have to think. I just put them on. For some, they might not want to get in a car if it's cold out and drive somewhere. So maybe they invest in something like a Peloton, or they do some kind of home workout where you don't have to leave the house. You're removing the friction, right? Whatever it is for you specifically that's preventing you from doing it, you need to remove those sticking points in order for you to be able to find any sort of consistency. And again, that consistency, it's not about the discipline. It's about reducing your decision fatigue so that you actually do it. The other thing that's super important with this is you have to track everything, because patterns ultimately will tell you the truth of what's actually going on. If you're not tracking your time, you're not tracking your energy, you're not tracking your follow through, how do you even know it's working? This is how I started showing up consistently, even when life became chaotic. I was making note of what my progress was each and every day through my recap ritual system. And from there, when you are looking at it every day and having to note it down, you can see how inconsistent you are. And that is just as demotivating as not doing the thing it is that you want to do. What you need is a system that's built for your real life, not the highlight reel version of it, right? Not the wishful thinking version of it, for what your life actually is. If your system isn't going to work for you when your kid is homesick from school, when your job is in an absolute nutso busy season, or if your monthly cycle is taking your energy, it's never going to be sustainable. You have to be able to build in space and time to be able to have time and space for when things get crazy and not constantly be so overscheduled with things that you don't have any room for when things go off the rails, right? Your system needs to work for you at your slowest season as well as your busiest. So I'd love to know, what's one habit that you wish that you could stay consistent with? You can go ahead and drop in the comments, or if you'd like, feel free to send me a DM. I am most active on LinkedIn, and I might give you a micro system for it in a future video. And if you're not sure why your habits aren't sticking, the very first step is finding where those friction points are. My time tracking clarity challenge is a 7-day system diagnostic that helps you see exactly where your time, your energy, and your routines are falling apart. So then that way you can build a system that actually works for you, even on your hardest and most difficult days. This is the exact method that I use myself to rebuild my own consistency from the ground up after becoming a mom when I was working as a corporate SVP. I was absolutely terrified of how I was going to continue to achieve all of my goals, having the new added challenge of caretaking for an infant. How exactly was I going to do it? This was the exact method that I used to create that time and space to be able to do so. And it's how I now help my clients find their flow as well. I'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for checking out The Next Step with Corey Lowe. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend, subscribe, and leave a review. Together, we'll transform overwhelm into action, and we'll keep taking the next step towards confident leadership. See you next time.